We live inside a digital grid. Every smartphone, satellite, and flight transponder is designed to ping a set of coordinates to a global network, keeping our movements cataloged in real time. Yet, even with this density of surveillance, people and massive commercial aircraft still disappear. They leave behind no wreckage, no digital breadcrumbs, and no witnesses. To understand how these gaps persist, we have to look at the points where our technology fails, scaling down from the millions of square miles of the open ocean to the interior of a hotel room. The coordinates on our screens suggest a world where everything is accounted for, but the history of the last century proves that some locations remain entirely unreachable. In 1937, global travel was a series of massive, unmonitored stretches. For early aviators, the Pacific Ocean was a 3,000-mile gap where a single mechanical failure meant permanent silence. Amelia Earhart attempted to cross that gap during her flight around the world. She vanished somewhere over the water, never reaching her refueling stop at Howland Island. Search teams found no oil slicks, no debris, and no distress signals. An all-metal aircraft with a 55-foot wingspan left no physical footprint on the surface of the water. We expect these outcomes from the 1930s. Modern aviation, however, relies on a constant stream of automated data packets intended to make a vanishing act like Earhart's a physical impossibility. But in 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 stopped communicating with air traffic control. Carrying 239 people, the Boeing 777 deviated from its flight path and slipped off civilian radar. This map represents the largest and most expensive search in aviation history. Sonar scanned the rugged Indian Ocean floor, yet the plane remains undiscovered. Satellite data suggested it flew for hours, but every tracking system on board failed to provide a location. Despite 8 decades of innovation, the ocean remains deep enough to keep a modern jet as hidden as a 1930s prop plane. While the ocean uses scale to hide a disappearance, vanishing can also be a tactical choice made within a confined space. During a 1971 flight from Portland to Seattle, a man known as D.B. Cooper hijacked a Boeing 727, demanding $200,000 and 4 parachutes. After the plane landed to collect the money and took off again, Cooper lowered the rear stairs and jumped. He entered the clouds over the rugged terrain of the Washington wilderness in the middle of a storm. Thousands of search hours yielded only a small portion of the ransom money found by a riverbank years later. No parachute, no clothing, and no remains have ever been found in the thousands of acres of forest below. Cooper utilized the darkness and the speed of the aircraft to remove himself from the reach of the law, leaving a person-sized gap in the historical record that has never been filled. Most disappearances don't happen in the wilderness. They occur in places where we are surrounded by people, like the Praia da Luz resort in Portugal. In 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann disappeared from her bedroom while her parents were eating at a restaurant 50 yards away. There were no signs of a break-in and no witnesses to an abduction. Thousands of interviews and years of forensic analysis across multiple countries have failed to produce a single piece of physical evidence explaining what happened in that room. This pattern of sudden silence also occurs in our most connected moments. In 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson drove his car into a ditch on a rural road in Minnesota. He spent 45 minutes on his cell phone with his parents, walking toward lights he thought belonged to a nearby town. The call ended abruptly with a single exclamation, followed by silence. His phone never pinged another tower, and his body was never found. These events take place in the middle of a conversation, or a few yards from a dinner table, occurring in the exact locations where we expect to be seen. From a Boeing 777 to a single teenager on a cell phone, these cases demonstrate the different ways our tracking systems can fail. We have spent the last century mapping the globe and installing satellites to ensure no one is truly lost, yet the locations of these people remain empty. Our maps provide a detailed view of the world's topography, but they cannot account for the moments when a person simply stops being part of the record. These stories remain unsolved because the evidence stopped at the same moment the coordinates did. If you want to explore more cases that defy our modern sense of security, subscribe for more.